The Chargers and the Browns played an amazing match on Sunday. 47-42 victory by the Chargers. The Chargers are legit. Herbert is legit. Staley is legit. That stadium is legit. The Chargers look like they're for reals. They look like they're the second best team in the AFC right now behind the Bills. They could easily be 5-0. I actually went to the Cowboys versus Charger game, and that game teetered on some fouls, on some illegal shifts, and some, what was the other one? It was an intentional grounding that was kind of iffy too. That game teetered on some fouls that could have gone either way. So the Chargers could easily be 5-0, undefeated, top of the AFC. But they're 4-1, tied with the Bills for the lead in the AFC. And Justin Herbert is playing like the best quarterback in the league. He's playing like out of his mind for his just being his second season. He's just completely taken the league by storm. He looks composed. He looks like nothing rattles him. He throws under pressure. He's not afraid of the moment. He just looks like a 10-year veteran in his second season. So Justin Herbert, if you guys have not caught a Charger game, I'm telling you now, these Chargers are for reals and they're fun. They have Mike Williams. They have Eckler. They have Keenan Allen. They have, even Cook, the tight end. He's been, doing his thing. The Chargers are for reals, and it's time to take them seriously. They beat the Browns. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Raiders. Tough loss against the Cowboys. The Chargers are tough, man, and this game was super impressive. The Browns came in with one of the better defenses in the league, and they just went up and down on the field. In the first half it was a little harder, but in the second half they got going. And Staley, he just keeps showing that he has just a massive set on him, because he doesn't care what the down and distance is. He just analyzes the scenario, the time, the game that's going on. He just knows when to go for it on fourth down, when to not go for it. And for the most part, he calls perfect plays. He lets his offensive coordinator call perfect plays. And the Chargers are legit on fourth down. I think it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, knowing that the Chargers could go for it on any down. Obviously, for defenses, is one of the best feelings for them is getting a stop on third down. You feel great. You start putting up the floor. You're getting off the field. You're going to go get some air. You're going to go get some oxygen. You're going to get some Gatorade. You're going to be able to, sit down for a little bit. But if you're playing the Chargers, that's not the case. They've proven almost every game this season that they'll go for it on fourth down at least 2 to 3 times a game, if not more. And man, it just puts pressure on the defense. I think it energizes the whole team, knowing that your coach believes in you that much, that it's going to back you up, that he's going to call a right play, that he's going to have his offensive coordinator call the right play. So the Chargers, they have, in my opinion, right now, they have the best quarterback. They have the quarterback that's playing the best in the league right now in Justin Herbert. They have the best wide receiver duo in Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. They have one of the better running backs in Eckler. And Derwin James is still healthy. Bosa is doing his thing. The Chargers are dangerous. You got to take the Chargers into consideration when you're thinking about real contenders. They play the Ravens next week. If they beat the Ravens, then, man, they'll have victories against the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Browns, and they're going to really position themselves to, even contend for that number 1 seed in the AFC, which would have been crazy if I told a lot of people had the Chargers as contenders, as playoff contenders, a wild card, second in the AFC West behind the Chiefs. But now they could push for that number 1 seed in the playoffs. But this match overall, it was just very impressive. Back and forth, exciting game. It just teetered. It was a roller coaster of emotions. Chargers going up, Chargers making a comeback, Browns taking the lead again, Chargers coming back, tying the game, Browns taking the lead, Chargers come and you think they're going to tie it. The kicker misses another extra point, and you're just like, wow, the Chargers are just doing Charger things. They're breaking Charger fans' heart. It's you kind of feel for Charger fans. You kind of want to make fun of them. It's like the craziest thing. Like, you can't believe that the Chargers are going to, bust a Charger again. But this time it's different because they have Justin Herbert, and he drives them down the field, gets another touchdown, and then the defense holds against the Browns. And two key points in the game, pass interference, that was called in favor of the Chargers. I know Brown fans are, irate. They were clearly mad. I saw them on Twitter. They're complaining. They were like, "This match is fixed. This match is fixed. Like anything that happens after this does not count. This match is fixed. There should be an investigation." And I get it, man. When you're rooting for your team and the refs miss a call like that, you think it's the end of the world. You think the NFL is conspiring against you. But I think I could safely say that the refs are just that bad. The refs have been terrible this season, and I can promise you that they're not just picking on your team, or maybe they are, and I'm just blind to it. But from all the games that I've seen this season, and I've pretty much watched all of them or most of them, I could tell you that the refs are just bad. And thankfully I'm not in the league, so I won't get fined. But I could openly say that the refs has just been atrocious this season for the most part, and that should have not been a pass interference. But it is what it is. You get some, you lose some. You'll probably get some. It'll probably even out by the end of the season. You'll get a call in your favor that really changes the balance of a game further down the line. So I know it sucks to say it, but it is what it is. This league needs to teach their refs better, have some repercussions. But as for right now, this is just how it is. So I feel for you Brown fans, but I could tell you that the Chargers, they've gotten some calls against them. There's the Vikings, the Lions. There's wherever you look in the league, for the most part, unless you're the Bucks. Now I'm just playing, or Brady. For the most part, you're gonna get some bullshit call against you, and that's just the way it is. There's refs needs to get trained better, but that's the number one point that's one of the points that I wanted to touch on. The other one that I noticed a lot of Brown fans were upset. 3rd and 10, the Browns were up by 1 point because the Chargers missed their extra point, and they had thrown on second and 10, incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. What are the Browns going to do? You think Stefanski is he going to run it, play it safe, try to run out a little bit more clock, or is he going to put the ball in Baker's hand and let him throw for the first down, which would essentially ice the game? You're going to have to waste the Chargers' timeouts. You're going to be able to run the clock down even more. And the way your offense has looked, it's pretty much, checkmate. Browns are going to walk out with the 1-point victory at SoFi Stadium. They're going to go back to Cleveland and enjoy this massive victory against, the Chargers. 3rd and 10. What are you going to do, Stefanski? What are you going to do? And he decides to run Hunt, and they don't get the first down. They punt it back to the Chargers. And yeah, the Browns have a good defense, but as it was shown in all the games, especially the second half, the Chargers had no issues driving down the field and scoring on the defense. And that's exactly what happened. The Chargers get the ball and they drive it down the field, and Eckler gets a touchdown. Browns push him in. But that's the call that a lot of Brown fans were upset with Stefanski, with their offense, with the offensive coordinator. Why did they not let Baker Mayfield throw on 3rd and 10? And I think it's I tweeted it. I replied to one of the tweets. I think it was Nick Wright that tweeted. I replied to it. I was like, it just goes to show, or it shows something about the belief that they have in Baker Mayfield, or what they think of Baker Mayfield. And I think it's true. I think if the Browns have, I'm not even going to say like a lot of quarterbacks, or like the top 5 quarterbacks, even like maybe even the Vikings with Kirk Cousins, I think they would have gone for it. The way, with that script, with the way the game had gone, understanding that the Chargers, if you give the ball back to the Chargers, all they need is a field goal for the victory. Even though their kicker had, messed up in the game, all they need is to get like 30 yards after the punt, and they'll be in field goal range. Understanding how your defense has, not been able to stop him all second half, and the Chargers have came back, and they were kind of going to have the momentum till they missed the extra point. You got to put it on, you got to give it to your quarterback. You got to let him throw. You got to let him get that first down. And they didn't. They ran it with Kareem Hunt. They didn't get the 10 yards, and they had to punt it back to Herbert. So I think that goes. I think some people are, they're trying to, defer. They're trying to say deflect. They're trying to say that doesn't mean anything. That is just, they were trying to run out the clock. But I think it does mean something. I think if you have a better quarterback, If you have even like a Carson Wentz, I'm pretty sure they would have let Carson Wentz go for it. And I'm not saying Carson Wentz is better than Baker Mayfield, but I don't know. I think they're still coddling Baker Mayfield. I said it when they played the Chiefs on that drive where they had to go get a touchdown at the end of the game, and they ran a draw play to Kareem Hunt. I kind of got the same sentiment at that point, where it's like, why are you running a draw play when you know you got to go down the field and get like, it's not the worst call, but I think you just got to start chucking it down the field and let your quarterback make some plays. But I think I read something into that too, and now I think I read between the lines on this one too, and maybe I'm doing too much reading between the lines, but that's just the impression that I got. I think the Browns still don't trust Baker Mayfield with the game on the line. 3rd and 10. We need this first down to wrap up this victory. Let's go home. Let's go back to Cleveland and forget about this one. We'll squeak out a 1-point victory against the Chargers. But they were content with running Hunt. It didn't work out, and Justin Herbert got the ball and drove them down the field, got the victory for the Chargers. It is what it is. The Browns, they're still probably going to make the playoffs. Their schedule is, it's getting a little tougher, but they should still make the playoffs. The Chargers aren't in contention for the number 1 seed. These two teams might meet in the playoffs again, and it would be a fantastic matchup. It's incredible match. If you guys did not watch it, make sure to watch the highlights. But that's all I have for this match. If you did not catch this, you guys got to watch this. But overall, game of the year candidate, the Chargers are for reals. The Browns, they look like they're for reals too. They just need better play. They need to trust Baker Mayfield. They got to see what they have in him. 3rd and 10, game on the line. You got to figure out what Baker Mayfield is made of. Put the ball in his hand. If he messes up, then you get to evaluate him. You got to evaluate him. You got to evaluate him in these situations.